In 2022, Tiger Woods won $15 million only playing in 3 events. How did he do it? He won the Player Impact Program, and today I'm going to show you my bulletproof plan that is guaranteed to help you win the PIP or at least help you finish second to Tiger Woods.
Yeah, there's the big screen we're talking about at 18. We've got a nice little Tiger show coming in.
Before I jump into how to win the PIP, I want to briefly talk to you about what the PIP is and how the winner is chosen. According to the PGA Tour, the PIP is a program designed to reward the players who have the biggest positive impact on their business. In simple terms, it's a program designed to reward the golfers who bring the most value to the tour. The entire point of this program is to reward the players for their value beyond just their golf score.
Here's Lowry with a little chip for a par. There's your Corey Pavin.
The first criteria, Google searches. To keep it simple, it's the amount of times a player's name gets searched on the internet. The second metric, meltwater mentions. This metric tracks how often a player is mentioned across global media. For example, if you get mentioned on SportsCenter or Golf Channel, that will count towards your points. The third metric, MVP index. MVP index is the measure of a player's reach on social media. It is how many followers or subscribers they have across all social platforms. The fourth criteria, Nielsen score. Nielsen score is how often a player is featured on the television's broadcast. This means if you were playing well, you should see a good amount of TV time, and if you were playing bad, you won't get featured as much. The last metric, Q-score. Q-score is a measure of a player's familiarity and appeal. An example of someone who has a high Q-score, Tiger Woods. Whether you like golf or not, you know who Tiger is. Now, I'm not sure if you've noticed, but none of these 5 criteria are directly related to how a player is playing. Although someone playing well will certainly be featured more often in broadcasts and in Google searches. Long story short, the key to winning the PIP is to draw attention. Now, you can draw attention one of 2 ways, through incredible play, but that's no guarantee. Scottie Scheffler was the most dominant player last year, and he only finished 6th in the PIP rankings. Now, the other way is what this video is all about. Now it's time for the fun stuff. I am going to show you my 5-step bulletproof plan that is guaranteed to win the PIP and help you become the most talked about player on the planet. If you are on the PGA Tour right now, get out your notepad and start taking notes. Here is my 5-step program to how to win the PIP. Step number 1, do something that will make you stick out. What would I do? I would always have a non-alcoholic Heineken in hand when competing. First off, could you imagine seeing somebody roll up to the first tee with an NA Heineken in hand, set it down, and smoke one down the middle? That would be absolutely baller. Always drinking an NA Heineken on course would likely lead to you being in a Heineken commercial, and that will help your PIP ranking. Marshawn Lynch used to eat Skittles on the sideline at NFL games. He ended up getting a Skittles deal and commercial out of it. Step number 2, I call the Jake Paul method. How did Jake Paul go from being a YouTuber to one of the most talked about boxers? He started talking trash to other fighters, and he was really good at it. This created a rivalry and a hype around watching his fights. Whether you like Jake Paul or not, you probably watched. Now, no golfer has ever publicly trash-talked other players or called them out the same way boxers and UFC fighters do, so it's going to take some balls. I would pick one player on the PGA Tour, call them out, create this huge rivalry. You would get tons of Golf Channel coverage, and if you did this, the end goal would be to turn this into a pay-per-view match. This is exactly what Brooks and Bryson did. They just did it in a weird, passive-aggressive way.
Look, I can put it aside for business. If we're gonna be on the same team, I can deal with anybody in the world for a week, and I'm not playing with them. I'm pretty sure we're not gonna be paired together. Put it that way.
I mean, he can say whatever he wants. I think he said something about Black and Liberty National not upholding something. I don't know what he's talking about in that regard. Maybe that's on me, maybe I didn't. I really don't remember anything about that. We just had a conversation.
I would do it more like this.
I mean, the man is running scared. I can I cannot force a man who is not willing to step in and fight. I cannot force him into the octagon to face me, but really I cannot hold any grudge towards him because I would not want to face me either.
For example, I would post this picture of Rory McIlroy and caption it, "The only thing worse than this hair is his ability to win at Augusta." I'd then leave it at that. This would blow up on all social media and on Golf Channel. Then at the next event, I would likely get interviewed about it. I'd say, "He's trash and will never live up to his potential." Here's where things could start to get tricky. If you play bad at that event, then you look like a clown. But either way, all publicity is good publicity. But if you happen to play well, then hopefully this will end up turning into a pay-per-view match.
It's Phil Mickelson.
Step number 3 is called find your sugar caddy. You don't want some no-namer chump caddying for you. You need to find someone who drives attention to be on your bag. Who would I ask? I would ask DJ Khaled to caddy for me in my first ever PGA Tour event.
Another one.
He is the biggest golf fan on the planet, and I bet he would do it. If you had DJ Khaled on the bag, you would grow your following like crazy, and you would get a lot of attention directed towards you that week. And you would get nothing but positive vibes from Khaled, and that is a major key to success. Step number 4, film the money games. Create a YouTube channel that is dedicated to filming footage of off-season money games between you and other PGA Tour players. The people would go nuts over this, and you would grow your following a lot. The last step, creating a loyal fan base. Each week, invite a group of fans who subscribe to your YouTube channel or follow you on Instagram to tag along at the events. Pimp them out with the sickest free stuff. Let them hang out with you all week. This will grow your following and create a loyal fan base, which is what you need if you are going to win the PIP. In order to pull all of these steps off, there is one thing you need, and that's big balls. You have to not give a flying F. You will likely get a lot of negative talk from the media, since you'll be the first ever golfer to trash talk other players, but I know this will work. People love trash talk because it creates a rivalry, and rivalries draw attention to the game. If you want to win the PIP, you have to be willing to do what others aren't, whether they love you or they hate you. I can guarantee they will watch. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And if you have better ideas than what I came up with on how to win the PIP, comment them below, because my goal is to be on the PGA Tour in a few years, and I want to test these methods out and see if I can win the PIP.